Paramotoring is incredible. Like, we run into the sky.
Every time I fly, I discover new things.
You get to see the world from a different perspective. You're living a dream every time you fly a paramotor. And it's the most fucking fun you can have with your clothes on. Paramotoring is whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be a sport, it's a sport. If you want it to be a way of life, it's a way of life. This is pushing the limits of what a human can do with a machine.
It's an unregulated sport. You can go anywhere you want and fly.
We're going on this trip for 2 months through Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, places that have never been flown before.
There's nothing better than 3 best friends taking off and ripping through 4 incredible countries.
Dang, it's a lot of traffic. Okay, right. Yeah. Over 24 hours of traveling, flying, layovers. I arrived in Hanoi, and it's like, boom, there it is. It's kind of like a blindfold was just taken off my eyes, and all of a sudden, I was like immersed in Vietnam. We're about to fly over places in Southeast Asia that have never been flown in a paramotor. We have these machines that are gonna unveil this area of the world like it's never been seen before, ever, by anyone. Hey, what's this place? Coca.
Yes. Glenn used to fly for the U.S. Army. He's now a commercial airline pilot. But on this trip, he's flying for himself.
I love my job, but there's rules that have to be followed. There's safety precautions. I'm flying a lot of people, but when I jump in my paramotor, it's for me, you know, and now it's time for me to go fly. Wow.
So I got dropped off at the train station, and it turns out that Hanoi has 2 train stations. So I'm walking up the street with 30 kilograms on me, motor in the front, which is 20 kilograms, all the cage parts, there's another 10 kilograms, so yeah, and 37 degrees heat. Excuse me. Can I get some water?
His father was a pioneer in the sport of paramotoring. And now, with a daughter of his own, Pascal's looking to build on his family's legacy. But first, he has to find the train station.
Okay.
On a trip like this, I'm the guy who's gonna learn the most. I've never been on this side of Southeast Asia. I've not been to Vietnam. It's overwhelming, you know, just hearing all the horns blowing and the motorbikes passing, and kind of feels scary out here. But there's so many unknown things, and I don't know what to expect. Who knows, but we're in for a journey. What's up, Glenn?
You made it, bro.
We're in Vietnam, baby. You ready?
Yeah, man.
Matt's the youngest of the group, but he exploded onto the paramotoring scene and earned his spot with the big boys.
Hit it, baby.
I met Matt Minyard back in 2012 at Beach Blast, which is an annual event in Panama City Beach, Florida. And Matt shows up, this young kid, he hasn't flown a paramotor ever.
I didn't even know that was possible. After I saw them, I was like, I gotta stay in touch with these guys. These guys are ahead of everyone else, so I want to join them.
You ever been on a train before?
Not one like this. Have you?
No, I've never been on a train.
Never? What? Hey, dude. What's up, man? Dude, you made it. Welcome to Vietnam, man.
Nice. Sweet.
Pascal has seen more, done more than any paramotor pilot I know. After I learned how to fly, one of the YouTube videos I came across was a video called Kimchi Session. It was Pascal and a guy named George who traveled to Korea and flew in the city. And that video inspired me.
He'd seen us flying around South Korea, flying through buildings and racing through the city. Saying, hey man, I'm in South Korea here and I want to learn a bit more advanced stuff. Can we meet up? It'd be really awesome. And I was just like, wow, yeah, cool. And you know, it's not every day you get fans reaching out. We just got on straight away and became good friends and ended up going to various different locations around the world and flying together.
This is a wild place.
Now these three are about to take the trip of a lifetime.
Look at this train, dude. This is gonna be awesome. Taking the night train?
Yeah.
Over the next 2 months, there will be lots of lessons learned by our boys.
So this is the first class accommodation right here.
First group lesson, gear for a trio doesn't fit in one sleeper car.
We're gonna have to stack these up really nice in there, man.
Dude, I'm about to stack it up. It's a tight fit, huh? All right.
Home sweet home.
All right, baby.
So Matt, you can sleep in the middle, you're the shortest.
Yeah, I'll just...
Me, Glenn.
I might sleep at the top, in the crack. Oh, boys, we made it.
After 24 hours on planes, the guys are ready for deep sleep and dreams of the flights that are soon to come.
Wow, dude, look at the mountains. Where's that? Oh, nice. This is a huge dream coming true. I grew up in a smaller city in south central Louisiana.
Yeah, there's no telling what you can eat, so you better enjoy a good last meal over here.
We'll be eating roaches or something out there. I feel really excited to do this journey, to travel and see the world and experience new cultures and meet new people. We're just going to explore it all together.
I always wanted to be a pilot. My mom and my dad, they were both in the Air Force. I was in the Army, so when I would go to work, I would have to do all this flight planning. During that flight, I would have to follow all these rules, but when I go to fly my paramotor, all that's out the window. This is what I've been wanting to do, to travel and see the world and share that with my best friends. I'm leaving my job, I'm leaving my girlfriend. Love you.
I love you too.
It's a big sacrifice, but I hope that after this 2 months, my life has changed.
This adventure to me means a lot. I've never flown through Vietnam before, so I'm really excited to start flying here. My family is really excited for me that I'm going on this trip. I have a daughter. She's only 6 years old, so I'm not too sure if she fully understands quite what 2 months is. That's kind of got me by the heartstrings a little bit. But you know, this is going to be an amazing trip. Every second is about discovering and enjoying and letting yourself get carried away. You do need to let yourself get carried away.
You gonna brush your teeth?
Yep.
In this water?
Yep.
That is not sanitary. You don't know where this water has been, what it's sitting in that train from 1925.
Happy New Year, my friend.
Disgusting. About 15 more minutes till we arrive.
Man, wonder if there's any monkeys out here. You think so? There's gotta be some monkeys, huh?
Oh, we've got 3 flying monkeys right here.
Hey, you think they got monkeys here?
Yeah, Matt was just asking the question. What is it? What is it with monkeys? The Americans want to see monkeys.
We don't have monkeys in America, man.
Well, we know in the UK, but what's your obsession with monkeys?
Hey, we're here, fellas. We're here.
Okay. Whoa, dude. All right, game time.
Okay. Action.
All right, so we gotta find Gordon.
Yeah.
He should be here waiting for us.
The Vietnamese government can make some things, well, most things, really tricky to navigate. So our guys hooked up with a local Australian expat to get them around and keep them out of trouble and out of prison.
That's Gordon.
Dude.
Hey,
what's
fellas, you made it. I was getting worried.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, good to see you. Well done. Welcome to Northern Vietnam.
Wow.
Hey, man,
Dude.
welcome. Welcome. Come on, let's get you guys out of here.
Sweet.
Where's the car?
Just over here.
All right.
The cheap-looking one. That's us.
This way?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's hit the
All
road.
right, cool.
Oh, no. Hey, don't stop.
We've got 10 cases in the back of this truck. Engines, spares, wings, everything we need.
It's like Tetris.
The whole reason for this trip is in the back of that truck. We're here to fly.
All right, kiss these guys goodbye. I'm gonna ship them up to China and sell them. All right, everybody in.
Their journey is officially underway, and the guys will drive an hour and a half northeast from the train station to a rural village in Sapa.
When you arrive in Sapa, you see these massive mountains. They don't look like mountains that I've ever seen. You've got these rice terraces that these people have been farming for thousands of years. You don't expect Vietnam to look like this.
Sapa.
That's amazing.
I flip styles all the time, I'm original.
First thing we gotta do is scout locations. It's not the funnest thing to do, but it's essential for finding a safe place to fly.
You know, the flatter it is and the bigger it is, the better it is.
You're not a helicopter pilot, you're not an airplane pilot. The wind affects us differently than any other aviation vehicle. Where is the wind coming from? Is there rotor there? Rotor is where the wind hits an incline or a hill and it rolls off the back. If it hits your wing just right, you can have a frontal collapse. That's where the front of your wing just folds right under itself. And if you're too low to the ground, you could possibly go into the ground. You have to pick your takeoff locations very carefully. I already see some hazards.
Yeah.
Goats.
Goats.
My ears are popping. Yeah, no rush, driver.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
Hey, so the only people that are allowed to fly in Vietnam is the Air Force. There's no private aircraft in Vietnam.
Yeah.
The sky belongs to the Air Force, the ground belongs to the Army. So you guys flying here, it's actually a really big deal. It's exceptional.
We know paramotoring in Vietnam is not normal.
What was it, oh my God again?
Oh, chai yai.
Oh chai yai.
Yeah.
Oh, chai ai.
Oh, chai yai.
But nothing is normal for us here.
Oh, chai yai. Oh, chai yai. Oh, chai yai.
Where you from?
Oh, you speak English, huh? Yeah, from England.
Maybe hiking. Maybe hiking.
So the places you have in mind for our takeoff, how far away are we?
Well, we're not too far away. We're just about to pull up at one now.
Oh, wow.
This is the first one.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Look at this view right here. Is this real?
Insane, isn't it?
Stand up, look and see what you wanna see. Hands up, I can be what I wanna be.
Is this real life right now?
This is the spot.
This is the spot.
Yeah, man, check it.
What a spot. I've never seen anything like this. Our dream is to fly in spots just like this.
I'm impressed.
It's tight though, guys. You've got like wires on either side. You know, electric fly traps at the end there. Yeah, I mean, this is a high risk kind of takeoff to be just using our engines for the first time.
And the engine quits and you glide into those higher power cables down there. I'm not gonna mess around with power lines. I can fly into a tree if my engine quits. I can land in a tree, I can land in the water. I'm gonna survive those things. But if I have an engine out and I run into a power line, I'm gonna die. Especially if those power lines are hundreds of feet up, running across the valley floor.
All right, guys, look, macho-ness out of this. Yeah, I feel a bit silly even considering this place. It's a risky location for sure. You know, I've been flying for most of my life. For sure, having a daughter does change certain things. It's not about me anymore. The scariest thing I can think about right now is that my daughter grows up without me. I've lost a few friends. I lost my best friend. He had a fatal accident right in front of me. That was quite a hard experience and the first death I'd ever experienced. Yeah.
Matt and I were gonna fly over Machu Picchu. There was an accident. I ended up crashing and hurting myself.
Do I want to move it?
No, call someone. I think I broke my back.
Oh my God. Parker. I hope you're all right.
Hurts so bad. About to go get x-rays and hopefully my back is not broke. I can still move my feet, so. I'm alive. How lucky am I?
It's kind of like riding a motorcycle. You can do it every day and survive, or one day you can, I don't know, man. I don't like to talk about this shit on the camera.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think I've become a much safer pilot since I've had my daughter, and yes, there are risks, you know, and every time I go flying, of course, I'm thinking about my loved ones, my daughter, but you know, we take precautions, calculated risks, and we fly safe. I mean, this is our passion. We're never gonna stop flying. All right, guys, let's move on and check another place.
Yeah, at the very bottom of the valley, right next to this building, there's kind of like a big flat field right here, right next to the river.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah.
I know exactly where that is.
So let's
hit that.
head there.
Sweet, man. Cool.
All right.
Oh man, power lines, huh?
Got another power line over there.
This is not safe, man. So many wires.
They're just
wires, man.
lines everywhere.
We really do need to find another location.
Couple goats, huh?
It's just like a maze of power lines. You know, they obviously haven't got the infrastructure that we have back at home. It's not just like, hey, we'll run a big power line here and we'll put everything underground or whatever. It's like power lines everywhere.
Hey, let's see if we can't maybe like get up on that, better view from up there, like where those rock walls are.
So peaceful here, isn't it?
Good vibe here.
Sincha, sugarcane. It's the local sweet.
The little kids just hanging out. No Game Boy, they're not inside. They all had smiles on their faces all the time.
No need for iPad, computer game.
They're just chilling.
So happy.
This is the first time we're really experiencing Vietnamese culture, and it just hit me all of a sudden, like how amazing is it that we're here?
Trời ơi.
It's not just about the flying. It's about where the flying takes us, what we get to experience on the ground, the people, the culture. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. And we've been to a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of place that I really don't want to walk away from. It's like, I want to fly the hell out of this place, but we're just gonna have to, you know, I think we're gonna have to move on, guys, and let's not get all sulky about this. Let's move on and find another incredible place. I mean, this is just one of many.
All right, let's get out of here. Oh, man. What is this?
$5.
Hey, tell her I'll give her 100 if she throws in a bracelet for me.
2 for 100.
What is this?
100
I don't even know what this tube is.
Get one, you'll see.
I come into this trip with pretty good bargaining skills.
You buy the music for her is blessing it for me, okay?
So you're saying 120 for that, right?
Yeah.
For two?
Yeah.
But in Vietnam, there's professional bargaining going on. These ladies are pros.
Okay, this
All right, so now you go.
But practice makes perfect, so I'll be a lot better at the end of the trip.
Let's get going.
I gotta pay her now.
What are you gonna pay her?
Five.
Yeah, 70, huh? You win. You get them. You get them.
I don't know if I've got 50.
Everybody say goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Come on.
Come on. Let's go find beer.
Although entertaining, their new purchases will not help them fly. It's time for Matt to hone his haggling skills in the capital as they pick up supplies and plan their next move.
Should we wear these tonight?
No, I'm good.
Now we got to get Glenn some ridiculous thing.
Oh, belts.
Oh,
600,000.
500 for me.
Discount.
You don't want to haggle?
I do have sunglasses
Like this.
like this, but for man.
Hey,
This lady shopper.
You can give us a drink?
You wouldn't rather this, man?
look, it's got the cobra biting the scorpion's tail. How'd you like to drink that?
No, thank you. Sorry, it's okay.
Pascal, you already touched it, bro. You can't give it back.
I just genuinely wanted to try it. What's that?
I tried.
Okay, have it.
You said I needed to learn bargaining, didn't you?
So let's find where we can take off. We know what we need.
We need no power lines.
We need to look for a place that's flat. We need to go south.
Well, down here,
Look how flat it is there.
it's quite
That's
flat. Looks
sweet.
like some interesting features. Yeah, it looks like that'd be a fun place to fly around, right?
Really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's like look at Ninh Binh.
Hey, we have options here.
I reckon that's the place to go, eh? Let's stop doing this for virtual reality and go do it. When you get to a country, the first thing you do is fly. So obviously with the little disappointment with Sapa, that whole slate gets, wiped clean as soon as we take off. We're excited to get on with the trip.
So the boys head to Ninh Binh, 60 miles to the south of Hanoi on the southern end of the Red River Delta.
As we drove in to Ninh Binh, you could see in the background these massive limestone mountains, just boom. I'm anxious to finally get to check out a good spot, I mean, they climbed thousands of feet into the air, and that's where we wanted to go. Hey, we're here, fellas.
Look at this place. This looks like something out of Avatar. The guy said they filmed King Kong 2 here, so this place is spectacular.
This is one of those spots that you just get chills looking at. It's just a huge playground. Hey, let's go up on this ridge and see if this is flat.
Can we go past this?
Yeah, let's go. There's a
Hey, guys, maybe we should ask if this is cool, eh?
I thought you said yeah.
Yeah,
You did?
yeah.
We can?
It's okay.
We can go look.
Well, the other guy, what? This guy said it was okay, and this guy says no.
Okay.
This is gonna drive me absolutely batshit crazy. It's bad enough when rules are changed unexpectedly, but what's even worse is when nobody even knows the rules to begin with.
I don't understand what's going on. They won't even let us pass this bamboo fence. We have to wait for these guys to figure it out.
All we want to do is get our motors out and get in the air, and it just seems like it's one thing after the other that's keeping us on the ground. I can close my eyes and see myself flying in this place, and it's not happening.
I know that they don't have the authority to make a decision on the spot here. So we could stand here for the next hour and nothing could happen. Okay, so this is what I reckon.
Good call. Thank you. Okay, everybody back in the vehicles.
Strange vibes here, man.
Let's go. Everybody back in the vehicles.
We're not going to waste any more time sitting here waiting for an answer that we may never get. It's time to pack up, get out of here, and go find another spot.
Group lesson number 2. If at first you don't succeed, just go a few miles down the road.
I thought maybe this one's a bit more picturesque. We can kind of...
This is beautiful.
So,
Yeah, this is gonna work, man. Look how wide open it is.
Yeah.
I think we found a spot.
Perfect.
All right, let's get our stuff out and get it built up. Getting out our motors for the first time, it was just like we're unpacking for Christmas and, we're just opening presents.
Ooh, nice.
Our new shiny motors are here, and, the first thing you want to do is just get into the air and start ripping it up, but it's important to make sure everything's working right before you go flying. So we're just putting our motors together. This is the 185cc engine. It's lightweight and extremely powerful.
I'm putting my cage together right now, and I think I'm ahead right now.
He's not ahead. He just thinks he's ahead.
I think I'm ahead. Oh no.
What'd you do?
I didn't put in my swing arms.
Like we said.
Like I just said. So now he's gonna have to take it apart and do it the proper way. Now there. The reason why these swing arms go up and down is for weight shift, so you can turn faster, more dynamically.
It's a good pre-flight check here. Find anything that's loose that you can pull off, because it will come off in the air.
Oh, you need to put the fuel tank on.
Oh yeah. Knew I was missing something.
Yeah, that's a lot lighter than my 200. In order to break in these motors, there's a specific process that needs to take place. You just can't take these motors, start them for the first time, and go fly. You're gonna damage the motors. So we're about to run these through their cycles to get them used to experiencing that heat, those RPMs. And once we're done with that, we'll be ready to fly.
We're just so close to flying. It's just killing me. Oh man, I can't wait to start. Like, I'm ready right now. I just want to go flying. Good, no problem.
Yeah, brand spanking new.
After 15 minutes of revving their engines, these guys are spring-loaded and ready to launch.
This is the first time we've gotten our wings out in Vietnam. We're so close to flying, I can taste it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So we're right here. But beyond there are some things that the Vietnamese military would like to keep to themselves. They just don't go beyond the ridgeline there to the northwest. I think this area here would be a really great flight for you guys.
Look at this place. I'm excited. I couldn't be more excited.
All right, well, first flight in Vietnam, baby.
There was this whole build-up of energy, obviously, of wanting to get into the sky.
Here we go, baby.
That first flight was just like release.
Oh, there's some animals down there. Look at them running.
Goes, baby.
Oh my God!
Oh, sick. Oh, sick.
Yeah, boy! I'm for sure a type A personality. I'm stressed out all the time, but when I'm flying, it's just this therapy session. And nothing in the world matters, like nothing else exists except you and what's in front of you, and it's complete freedom. From the time you take off to the time you land, everything that is a worry in your life, everything that is stressing you out is gone.
Damn!
This is so sick!
This is sick!
When you're flying, there's a lot of feeling. There's no cockpit, you're in contact with the air, so you really feel the air moving across your skin, across your hair, temperature. That's a great feeling.
It's starting to rain. Dude, it's starting to rain hard.
Yeah, it's pissing hard.
Okay, we should land, yeah. Did you ever think you'd ever fly in a spot like this? I mean, for thousands of years, man has looked into the sky and had this yearning desire to do the impossible, the dream of flight. I get to experience it every single time I run and take off into the air with my paramotor on my back. I am realizing that dream of flight. We've always wanted to touch the impossible, and the paramotor basically makes the impossible a reality.
So sick! We made it! Yes! Damn!
Okay, I'm totally soaking.
All worth it though, huh?
How long have we been waiting for this?
It's been a long time coming, dude.
Yeah, man. Epic flight, epic.
Yeah.
Starts epic, the whole trip's gonna be epic.
Dude, this is how to start a trip, huh? Woo!
We've completed our first flight. It wasn't just a regular flight in some field and we flew around and high-fived each other. This flight was epic, and I really think that lays the foundation for what the rest of this trip is going to be like.
But their next undiscovered territory isn't just a hop, skip, and a jump away. To get to Mui Ne in the far south of Vietnam, our guys have to drive 2 hours back to Hanoi, hop a 2-hour flight to Ho Chi Minh City, and then drive 4.5 hours to Mui Ne. But it will all be worth it.
We're getting warmer.
Mui Ne is just going to be awesome. It's on the coast. There's also these beautiful big sand dunes, something out of Mars or something, and I just can't wait to tear it up and fly there.
All right, let's go.
Nice wind already.
For a paramotor pilot, sand dunes mean fun. Let's check out these wind conditions. I think maybe we should play around these dunes at first and then later on go over and fly around those boats.
Yeah.
Before I fly, sand dunes are a really turbulent spot like this. I'll kite my wing for 30 minutes or an hour so I can feel out those conditions just before I get my motor.
It's important to test out our wings before every flight. When you get a lot of turbulent conditions, if it hits your wing just right, you can have a frontal collapse. And if you have a bad collapse, you're going into the ground. Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, baby.
Hello.
Hi. Hold this.
Getting ready on the dunes, getting all our equipment out. Of course, there's going to be quite a few intrigued eyes, and of course, the first thing to come over was the kids.
Come on, come on. Anybody know where the spreader bars are?
Hey, I've never seen them.
We can't do shit until we get that done. You gotta keep this stuff organized.
It is, believe it or not.
It's one thing that drives me mad is unorganized stuff. I can't stand it. I hate losing things.
Glenn is obviously coming from a military background, and he's got this very prompt way about himself. You know, he can be quite imposing sometimes.
Matt has lost a lot of things because he just puts things in random spots and then he doesn't know where he put them. I gotta keep on top of this. Otherwise, we'll end up with lost stuff.
Glenn's tripping. It's pretty funny.
Simple things like prop hub bolts. If you don't put them back in the same spot every time, they get lost. And then you can't fly if you don't have prop hub bolts.
With their prop hub bolts firmly in place and Genghis Glenn feeling all systems are go, it's time to be the first to get above these dunes.
I'm gonna take off, dude. Oh yeah, baby, nice and easy.
Okay, let's go.
Good, buddy. Sand dunes mean just this otherworldly terrain. You get to escape from reality when you fly in this kind of landscape. These kinds of places just make you forget that you're on planet Earth. Woo! Let's go, follow me. Let's go. Nice, nice.
Vietnam is incredible. It's such a variation of different landscapes. I mean, from amazing rocks coming out the ground in Ninh Bình to desert landscape. It's exciting to discover all that.
Hey, you guys, let's go up to these clouds to the right.
Yeah, you're reading my mind.
Laser right, boy, laser right. Laser right.
Woo! I'm inside of a cloud.
I can't see anything.
Oh my God, it looks like we're going into the abyss.
We're going a little pokey through the cloud.
Oh yeah, baby.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is what we call an airgasm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Woo! Look at that sun, man. Look at that sun. Oh my God. This is the flight right here. This is so amazing. This is what we're here for.
They don't know that I'm a pistol, impossible to control. Get up, get on, get on, get back. They make me mad. They're coming after me. They know my tricks. They just make me
Yeah, boy.
I'm gonna come off the side here. I can't see Matt anymore.
I can sense the cloud. Matt doesn't want to fly with us for some reason.
Let's just keep visuals with each other, yeah?
Clouds are just awesome. In the United States, it's illegal to fly your paramotor into the clouds. So if I'm out of the country, if I can see a cloud close enough, I'm headed for it. It's a rare thing. I don't get to do it often.
Can you see us? I'm inside of a cloud, I told you.
I'll be out in a minute, dude.
I see you.
Sorry, where is Matt?
He's behind me. He's behind me. Y'all left me. Not everybody's gonna follow you all the time, buddy.
Yeah, we'll keep the visual on us, yeah?
I am.
Okay, cool.
Matt's kind of like a young puppy.
Woohoo!
He's let loose in the garden and there's lots of toys and things to play with and he's all over the place.
Yep, come in hot. There you go, there you go. Yeah, baby. Ain't like that, dude. Cloud surfing. Careful, careful.
Coming in for a landing.
Give it 5, dude. Yeah.
The flight in Ninh was incredible. The flight at the dunes was awesome. But now we saved the best for last. We're gonna fly over the water.
Hello. Hello.
This is just perfect.
Strong wind too, boys. Just cruising along.
Wow, that's nice.
Is it warm? Dude, it's so nice, man.
Just right.
Fly right now?
Don't think so.
We need to wait for it to shift south like it's predicted to.
Yeah.
You want the wind to actually be hitting the coast. And we have the wind coming from the land blowing to the water, which is the opposite way that we want. So we're just gonna wait.
I want to eat something first.
Me too.
Let's get some food. I'm
Nice,
hungry.
dudes.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this place, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
a bit.
While they wait for the wind to shift directions, the guys shift their attention to lunch.
Fried crocodile.
You get crocodiles? Want to try that?
I think I might try that.
Let's get that just to try, huh? That's got to be tried.
Deep fried crocodile spring rolls?
Okay.
I'm gonna have fried crocodile with butter and garlic.
All right, first bite of real crocodile.
That's good.
That's fine, huh?
Yeah. What's the craziest thing you've ever eaten on your trips?
Little kittens.
No.
Fried on a stick.
What?
No.
Everyone knows that the smart thing to do is to wait about an hour after eating before going into the water. Our guys are waiting about 5 minutes. They're ready for their beach flight.
This is your life jacket. You want that to open quick. You know, most people die in paramotoring from drowning. So this simple thing can save your life. That's a wrap.
How are you today? Good?
Hey, yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
We arrive at the beach, we got the wings out, and we're almost ready to fly.
I'm from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
All right.
And the government official guy turns up to check on us.
Yeah, we're really happy to be able to fly in your country.
Yeah. Yeah, we're happy to have you flying too. Cool. Yeah, welcome to Vietnam.
Thank you.
We have you fly.
Thank you.
Nice to you.
Cheers.
Have good flight.
Thank you.
Have good flight
Thanks.
today.
I don't know where this guy was the whole time in Vietnam, but we really could have used him.
All right, baby. I think it's time to fly.
Moving, baby, moving. So sick, dude. Okay, we're gonna throttle on these boats. Hey! Hey! Whoa!
We went to see the fisher boats, and that was awesome because you just know that these people have never seen any kind of aviation up close like that. So they were just like, wow! They were going hysterical. It was great. We were just going so fast. I mean, there must have been like a 15 or 20 kilometer an hour headwind. So as soon as we turn around and go with the wind, it's like we're ripping at like 70 kilometers an hour. It's pretty awesome.
I saw the guys on the boats and they were like waving to us. It was wicked. They were loving it. It's probably the first time they've seen such a thing.
Vietnam. It's not what I expected, I must say. I felt like we really accomplished something, that's for sure. I mean, you know, we're the first guys to fly here in Vietnam. You know, the only people that can fly here are the military, and there's us, you know, hooning it around the sky like nobody's business. And it's a big feat. That's a big feat for paramotoring, and for me personally, I'm very happy to have done that. And I feel like I've really achieved a first on planet Earth. So that's cool.
Well, we pulled it off, huh? Another one.
This is our last flight in Vietnam. It was fun.
It's been short and sweet, huh?
Short and sweet. We got Vietnam, now we got Cambodia, Thailand, and Malaysia. All right, let's load this one up.
Yes, the deposit added for $156,000.
156! Oh my God! Oh, Troy, oi!
Yeah, let me just pay for this right now.
They'll take a flight from Ho Chi Minh City 177 miles to the northwest, landing in Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia.
I've been to Cambodia. It's a beautiful place. There's temples sprawled out along the countryside, beautiful landscape, the Buddhist culture. The main thing is Angkor Wat. Our goal is to fly over Angkor Wat.
We're in trouble with it.